Steve, it's kind of what you said, you're expecting that slushy snow. We just saw it in that picture at, what was it, John, Waynesville?
Waynesville.
Where it looks like you could see the snow on the awnings, but on the streets it was already just a big, thick pile of slush.
Exactly. The ground is still warm everywhere. I mean, we've had these incredibly warm temperatures, so the ground doesn't cool as fast as the air does. So if the snow is heavy enough, it can overcome the warmer ground. Believe it or not, the process of melting is actually going to pull heat calories out of whatever it touches, leaving the surface even colder. So it's an interesting phenomenon. So if it's heavy enough, you can overcome that warm ground temporarily and get some accumulation, but then it's going to turn into that slush and be pretty sloppy. So a lot going on. Right now, let's get to it. We have that flash flood warning in effect right around the triangle, including Wake counties and Durham counties too. We've just been dealing with heavy bands of rain, and notice how it's not just lifting north, it keeps regenerating down here to the south. So we'll continue seeing that heavy rain. I don't expect that to be going away anytime soon. And on top of that, this line was severe, but it's still really close to severe criteria with heavy rain, but some gusty winds now moving into Cumberland County. Don't be surprised if you feel that wind pick up significantly when that line moves on through. The highest risk for severe weather is out of our viewing area down east from Greenville down to Jacksonville and all the way to the Outer Banks. The impressive thing here is the dynamics that would potentially show an isolated tornado. This is pretty high for us, medium to high, just out of our viewing area. You can see where these colors really ramp up. That's where we could see an isolated tornado, and that's between now and about 9 o'clock. We're going to have to watch that very closely as the main low starts to track on by, and that low is going to be key in do we get any snow here in the triangle, because if it stays too far north, we'll likely be just on the premise of being too warm in and around the triangle. Everyone's going to have wind today. Gusts could be as high as 40 to 45 miles an hour. Already a gust at RDU at 44 this morning. And Person County and Granville County and Mecklenburg, Virginia, all in the winter weather advisory for that accumulating snow later on. So the farther north, the better chance you have of that happening. There's my phone going off again, which is probably another flash flood warning in effect now. Look at all the heavy rain. You can imagine all the flash flood warnings we've been dealing with. Where you see that dark shade of red, that's Doppler estimates of over 4 inches, and it's still coming down. We're going to see a little break in that rain. That heavy shield should move away by around 9 o'clock, but that's when the cold air dives in, and likely there's still going to be just enough moisture left over to see this transition over to some snow, maybe as far south as Wake County. Again, depending if that low is right over us, we're going to be too warm, but if it stays tracked to our south, that cold air will be diving down the backside and give us that snow for a time. So likely we'll just see the flakes in the sky with little to no accumulation in and around the triangle. From Durham northward, maybe a dusting on elevated surfaces and on trees in your lawn and things of that nature. And then maybe up around Person County, you're going to have snow the longest, maybe 1 to 3 inches of really wet, slushy snow. The feels like temperature continues to plummet. Still feels like the 60s well to the south, but look how that cold air just dives down. By 8:30 in the morning, the wind chill goes to 51 in Fayetteville, then to 27 as we get into the midday hours. So this is a huge change and a shock to the system, and we are back to winter. Temperatures are going to stay well where they should be in January. A couple days a little above average, but the 70s are long gone. 44, look at that wind at the airport at 32 miles an hour right now. Gusts have been up around 40 to 45, 30s north, 60s south. If you factor in what it's going to feel like, again, a lot colder with that wind out there, and the mountains are happy. They're going to get some Mother Nature helped snow there, and then with cold air all week long, they'll be making snow each and every day. Cold start tomorrow morning. Will be in the maybe the teens in our northern counties, so anything that doesn't dry up could have some icy spots tomorrow morning. And then Wednesday, maybe a spotty shower. Another front comes in, but that front likely going to be dry, maybe a spotty shower, and that's about it. If you're a skier, think about maybe getting away tomorrow or any of the next few days. It's going to be good with that fresh snow. Look at the numbers tonight. Teens and 20s under clear skies. Really a cold start tomorrow and a cold afternoon in the AccuWeather 7-day. Mostly cloudy on our Wednesday. Temperatures will be a little bit warmer, and then that next front comes in, little rain, but it drops us down to chilly temperatures again in the 40s and rather brisk. Time now